have my 2-minute delay set up? Yep. Thank God. Super good team versus Dota Boys. Started by the best admin in all of Mage League.
Game.
Oh, who's joining me?
Regret every
Oh, they're using
diary
voice
if you
lines.
hurry.
It's fucking sick. Willow ban, really strong
Radiant gets
core,
the
really
ban.
annoying one to play against. Dawnbreaker, good
Alright, Dire gets the
hero.
ban.
Bristle, good hero. Grimstroke ban. Are we gonna see a CK or a Spearbreaker ban? Because I feel like they're the most broken heroes right now.
We're 10 seconds out. Plenty of
Dire,
time
they're
to
gonna
tell
try
an
to pick
announcer
it.
you love them if that's what's in your heart.
We shall see.
10 seconds. We're starting in 5 seconds, with or without you. Radiant's up. Banning time. Radiant's turn to pick.
This is Spearbreaker ban.
Dire's turn to
CK?
pick.
Are we gonna see it? Hero. Alright, respectable. Still have Punka in the pool as well. I don't know if opening with a support's like the best idea right now when there's still like a lot of OP heroes in the pool and like available in general, but
10 seconds.
I don't know, maybe they don't have someone comfortable on Kunkka.
5 seconds. Radiant gets to ban.
Invoker. Alright. It's gonna be a what Invoker? Let's see it, dude.
Ten seconds. Radiant's up. Banning time.
Beast ban. Are we gonna see like an Invoker Void combo or something silly like that? Or maybe they get the Kunkka. I don't know. What did Dota Boys play against us? They did have the
10
Primal
seconds.
player. I think they played Primal both games. Maybe Super Good Team did some of their homework here. I don't have any like stats to look at, guys. So for those of you watching this after the fact, like I'm going in full blind here.
Ten seconds.
See what there is. Back ban, Kunkka ban. It did come out. Interesting. I feel like I don't know. Maybe again, it's like a comfort thing where they don't have someone who can play Kunkka.
10 seconds.
I know the Invoker's their mid player. He did a pretty good job.
5 seconds. 4, 3, you get it.
Pinning out some of the global heroes. Nature's Prophet still
Radiant
in the
knows
pool as
just
well.
who to pick here, I'll bet.
Hoodwink, interesting. Okay. I think they played Hoodwink against us as well, game 1. Can't quite remember.
Ten seconds.
Alright, hopefully you guys didn't see too many of my secrets there when I tabbed over.
Just who to pick here, I'll bet.
Wraith King, solid pickup. I think we saw Juvu get away with absolute murder in the last game that they played. What was that against? Registered Night Stalkers, I think.
Dire's turn to pick.
Now Demon, solid support. Love to see it. It's interesting to me that we're seeing like these early support pickups where like my stack, for example, is kind of rushing to get some like key OP like
10 seconds.
cores locked in. I don't know. Maybe they're maybe like
5
the
seconds.
teams aren't as comfortable with some of the meta heroes right now.
Dire's
Maybe
turn
they
to pick.
like to play for the counters. They feel confident about their drafts. Sand King, interesting. I played Sand King in Mage League, so this isn't the first we've seen. Sand King pretty good at dealing with Wraith King. Can kind of kite around the Jakiro.
10 seconds.
Ags is really nice against the Wraith King as well, or just like any hero. You know, you get the Ags, you like get on top of someone with your Sandstorm, and you can hold them still for a million years. That also is kind of nice in setting up like a Cataclysm if the Invoker's going to build Ags. We'll have to see how he builds. Sorry, I'm gonna be a little bit quiet here. I'm trying to see if I can get a co-caster to come join me. Tusk, I love Tusk. It's such a fun hero. It's so disruptive. If he gets that Ags and he's able to just yeet the Wraith King like out of the game, that's a lot of fun. Few stuns, you can snowball save from some stuff as well. Shadow Demon ult pretty good at locking down the Hoodwink as well. Shadow Poison also able to scout out the Hoodwink if she's scurrying through the trees.
Radiant gets to ban.
Earth Spirit. Right on. Is that a tank mid Earth Spirit? I think it is. Yeah, because you're going to have your Jakiro and your Shadow Demon support. I don't think we've seen Jakiro core yet. Like, it can happen, but I don't think it's likely in the current meta that we're going to see it.
10 seconds. All right, Dire gets to ban.
Ursa ban. Interesting. I feel like Ursa's a dead hero right now. They do need a lot of physical damage on the Dota boys. I'll have to see them pick up something like a PA. Like, they've got
10 seconds.
Control for days.
5 seconds.
Out of their entire stack. They just need someone who, like, kind of shits out physical damage.
Dire gets to ban.
DK ban, yep. That wasn't sneaking through. Thank goodness. Yeah, and I think a super good team needed an offlaner here. I assume it's a Juvu P1 Wraith King, but I could be wrong.
10 seconds.
I mean,
just
he looks so comfortable on it last game.
Made if you hurry.
Figured we'd be seeing that again, but maybe not.
Ten seconds. 5 seconds.
Brewmaster ban. I think we have like enough annoying brew players in the league that people forget about. Just like out of precaution, like ban out the hero. Not sure I've seen anyone on super good team play Brewmaster yet in any of their matches. Alright, so to talk a little bit more about the team, so let's pull up my standings real quick. So, super good team sitting 7th in the league at 1-4, and Dota Boys sitting 6, 2-3 with the league. So, two teams next to each other in positioning playing against each other is pretty hype. You know, we'll have to see how that plays out. Alright, for a super good team, we have... I mean, it makes sense. It's annoying. You know, I'm letting my personal preference get in the way of my very professional cast here, but Sniper just, like, not a fun hero. Delays the game for forever, so I guess this is safe lane Sniper and an off lane Raid King with a mid-earth Spirit. They do have good gap close on the Sniper. Like, you can get your, like, Hoodwink to, like, scurry to the back lines to get on top of the Sniper. The Blink Burrow Strike, a Snowball to get on top of him, so... He is a little exposed. I guess we'll have to see how well Dota Boys can execute on the gap close. What do we got? What do we got?
Cave Johnson here, founder and CEO.
Phantom
All
there it
these
is.
Heroes, all these possibilities.
I summoned it, and it
I envy
appeared.
you, hero chooser.
PA is a really good counter to Sniper too. So that answers the need to shit out damage, gap close on Sniper. Yeah, I like both drafts, frankly. I think it's really going to come down to execution here. I don't think one stack necessarily outdraft the other. A little harder to set up on super good team. I think there's a lot of pressure on the Wraith King and the Earth Spirit to really put themselves out front. Yeah, I guess they've got a good amount of lockdown. Not quite the same as Dota Boys. I mean, you could get like a Bushwhack to set up for like a 4-man Burrow Strike or something like that. Start popping off from there. Yeah, it'll be pretty sick. PA needs to like not chain feed. PA does like can struggle a bit in lane. I could see it being difficult, especially if it's like a P4 Jakiro, P3 Wraith King. Yeah, because I think Sergeant Sarcasm's the P5. Maybe the P4. I don't remember, dude. I don't fucking remember. I don't have stats or write-ups for this. I'm doing it raw. We're doing it live. Alright. Here we go. Both teams. Raring to go.
All right, get ready.
Ready to fight for their lives. So, we've got Tank on the Earth Spirit, likely going mid. Jubu on the safe lane. Sniper. JM, the P3 Wraith King. Sergeant Sarcasm coming out with Observer Sentry, as is Comedy Bronze, so I don't know who's P4 here, but looks like they're both going to try to get some vision down. On the Dota Boys, we have Francisco on the P4 Hoodwink, Magical Shrimp on a P5 Tusk. I don't know if I like that. I really hope that the Hoodwink is going to go safe lane with a PA, otherwise like a double melee safe lane into Jakiro Wraith King, Jakiro Shadow Demon Wraith King, that's going to hurt. Look down Nathan on the P3 Sand King, and what? On the P1 Phantom Assassin. Both teams colliding here. Yeah, you don't want to be up front for this. Tag team level 1 doing some good damage onto the Earth Spirit. EMP goes down. Got the blood. But while they're trying to escape, PA and the shrapnel here getting hit with a lot of stuff. Ooh, the big 3-man bushwhack. Tusk dropping low. Hoodwink dropping low as well. Are they going to be able to close them off and finish them out? PA is also very low coming out of this fight. Hoodwink denying to tower. Tusk not denying to tower, denying himself to the Wraith King. Got some voice lines coming out here. Not a single good luck, have fun. A little ashamed of everyone for doing this, but you know, they'll figure it out.
Got it.
Yep. So it's a I don't love this. So they put the Hoodwink in the off lane with the Sand King, which will help the Sand King, but then the only thing you have left to help the PA is the Tusk, which I guess you have the Snowball to get out of like the absolute worst situations, but I don't know if I prefer that over other heroes. What's up, Mina? Dude, you gonna come in here and cast with me or what? Yeah, Sand King. I do love Sand King. What a good hero. Yeah, P5 Jakiro, P4 Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon taunting his clarity there. Shrimp, you gotta be careful with that crow. Alright, let's pull up some stats here. PA sitting quite comfortably in the lane. Dagger very good at helping to secure last hits during the laning phase. So we saw the dagger onto the range creep there.
Someone bleed out in the net? No.
Francisco doing Hoodwink things in the jungle. Sand King still able to get 5 last hits out. It's pretty good when you haven't put a level into Sandstorm yet. Able to secure some CS. I know laning something like a Sand King into a sniper is absolute misery. That's why I ban it every game, but I'm not on either team.
Not for you.
Ooh, Ishar's off the mark there. Play. Let's see, we got a wand on Magical Shrimp, we got no wand on PA. PA, you're landing, we have the Shadow Demon with a wand. Yeah, Wraith King with a wand. Yeah, with all the daggers that are gonna come flying out, you both want to be sitting in lane with a wand. Alright, Sniper got the first Wraith band coming out. Combo onto Earth Spirit, so it is a Quasweat Invoker, so not going to be able to provide the global presence of the Sunstrikes, but still able to do a decent amount. Alright, the tag team connects on the Shadow Demon. Full wand though. It'll just slow this push down.
I gotta flip through.
Yeah. Hi, Mina.
Hi.
Welcome.
Yeah, so what have I missed out on in the 2 minutes?
There was a fucking brawl to start off the game in the Radiant jungle. Some interesting drafts from both teams. I kind of predicted the PA pick before they even grabbed the sniper on super good team. Because they had like the Hoodwink, the Sand King, the Tusk, the Invoker, and they needed something that like shits out physical damage.
Yep.
Super good team picked the sniper, and I don't think there was much delay for Dota Boys rounding out the draft with the PA.
Yeah, I mean, PA's so good against sniper if you manage to get through the like early mid game.
Well, and even the PA aside, like, you know, there is really good gap close on Dota Boys, so it's not a free sniper game. He has to position himself carefully, but you know, as we've seen Julu do before, he's kind of cracked on carry, so I'm curious to see if he's able to position himself and have as good a game as he did on that Wraith King the other day.
Yeah, I think he definitely is able to take control of the game when he wants to, it feels, or at least when he has a good game. The top lane with the PA Tusk, I feel like they have like a little mini synergy where they can kind of lane together using like the attack speed of the PA jump, but the shouting being able to, or one of them makes it really hard because they're like very committal to their trades. They seem very brave.
Skeletons. These level 1 skeletons
Ooh.
are.
Beautiful
I think they're
juke.
gonna take them out. Yep.
Yeah, they take him out. Punish the overcommittal after the shouting and all that.
Yeah, I don't know if I love like a Tusk PA lane as like.
Yeah, I don't think
feel
it's
like
great.
it's not as defensive as you would want to have. Like, I'd love to have like any range support with PA just to like help zone out the enemy support. And
I think there are like very specific lanes it can match well into, but on average, like the average lane, it just struggles. Like, I think it's feast or famine where like you're either able to like jump on someone and kill them with the tag team, or you just have a terrible lane.
Looks like Dyer's top tower is in trouble.
nice. Francisco rotates, gets the
You're
kill.
a beautiful
Meanwhile,
person
Yeah.
with a charming personality.
sitting in lane alone.
Is this what Sunsfan warned us about?
Sand King had to go back to well.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of free farm here, and I'm curious how many creeps they missed in that bot wave in that time. Looks like not too many because it was shoving into them quite badly, so maybe okay.
Bounty.
2 points in
Things are looking
Sandstorm.
dire for Dyer's bottom top. Wow, that was unintentional.
One
Forget I
sentry
said
down
that.
in
Their
lane.
Bottom tower is in
On
trouble.
the
You know
Dota
the
Boys side,
stacking
actually.
way better than I do. How do you feel about the stacking in this game? Because I don't know much about this hero at all.
I
And played
think
certain gears.
so. It's nice against like Wraith King, because you can like
Sure.
buff those Skelly boys with your Caustic Finale. It's a
And
lot of
actually,
really
Axe
good
is quite
control.
frustrating for him as
Yeah.
well.
The Ags is really nice. Like, so you channel your Sandstorm with Ags under the Wraith King. He dies, he resummons, and he's still sitting in Sandstorm with the the mini burrows coming out of it.
It's just like a very required BKB game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess as you said, yeah, also here they kind of just jump on the sniper, and the sniper also hates the idea of... Sniper's not here that loves buying BKB, and he hates the idea of taking the Sandstorm.
Tusk rotating bot. Is he gonna go? Sniper sitting only about half HP, does have a healing Lotus, does have 1 tango left.
Hmm?
Maybe waiting for the
Say someone
Sand
else.
King to get a little closer.
There's definitely something that they can kill with this squirrel. Yeah, that should be a dead sniper. Oh, maybe not.
Should?
Okay, should. I was a little worried there for a second.
Yeah.
Wasn't
He
sure.
walked out of the shards so fast, it was like, oh. Is he
Yeah, I
getting
just say
out?
it was just like just nothing was hitting him when the tag team was on, and I was like, what's going on?
PA.
The boys are pulling ahead a little bit in the solo game. They're getting a lot of that top lane. I mean, rating is also getting a lot, but interesting to see.
Francisco being in magical trim.
Yeah, there are rotations of the support
Either lanes. It's,
doing work. I think the issue they have is that, like,
Dyer's middle
to
tower is
be
taking
very
one hell of
meta
a beating.
and analytical, I think Super Good Team have, like, they have a couple heroes that are very good right now. I think the Shadow and the Jakiro are very good, like, and I guess the Sniper as well are very good anti-push. So I don't think we imagine Dota Boys running them over. And then at the same time, Wraith King, once he gets his Radiance, assuming that he's going for that, is very good at like kind of making space in the map. He just like constantly pressures towers with the skeletons. He constantly pushes waves, kind of similar to the Spirit Breaker, in that he's just constantly shoving the waves.
Right.
And it's very hard to deal with that.
And he is going for a Midas as well, so yeah, they already have their eyes on the late game. I will say, if he does go the Radiance build, that's maybe one of the downsides to the Sand King. Like, it's not necessarily something he's got Radiance. Yeah, that's a
That's
very
true.
dead.
Yeah, he got taken. Good pick though.
Yep. Sand King,
Radiant's
Vanguard
middle
first
tower
wants
is
to be
about
able
to be
to
a
endure
pile
some
of
of the
smoking rocks.
Link's little duck noises from the sniper.
Is that a normal thing or just like a adjustment this game?
Dyer's
It's
top
normal
tower
enough.
is
It's
really
not
taking a
that
beating.
far off the like beaten path of what's acceptable. I mean, you can skip it out in some situations, get like a bracer or two instead.
A bit of a danger.
Ooh, some misspells.
Just barely with. Trying to turn, I'm not sure they have the damage to kill the Zanging here. Zanging decides he wants to turn. Challenge is ult. I need to get out of here. Zanging is trying to stand up the macro fire.
Oh, the stun to cancel the
Beautiful
sniper.
stun.
Oh my gosh.
They managed to trade 1 for 1. I mean, I don't think either side's too depressed about that, but at the same time, I think slightly better for the Radiant. And as we said there, eyeing up the late game so you can trade is a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Ooh, no mana for the Wraith King.
Active this game.
No? Does he even want to respawn? Honestly, I'm not sure he wants to respawn now. Oh, he's on cooldown anyway.
Help out that bottom tower. There's not going to be a tower left.
He'll be up with his Midas though.
Yep, that'd be big for him. I'm not the biggest fan of Midas Wraith King. I think the range is super important. I think it's more about generating skeletons than it is making gold. And the Midas isn't that great at doing that.
Okay, getting go under tower here. Hero save him.
Oh, the tornado! Is it not?
Yeah, I think
Just
so.
barely. So close to saving him. Would have been really nice to make that make the gank from Dire not work out there.
Tusk hit level 6 while that fight was going on and was able to throw the Walrus punch in. Otherwise, I don't think Dire had the damage for that. So. Very
Well, yeah,
close
I mean,
fight
he
for
was
several
very
minutes.
close to waddling out. It's always very nice when you're like in a fight and suddenly a creep or two dies and you're like, okay, it's go time.
Yeah. For Dire's heroes, kind of eyeing this bot lane. You know, they want to put some pressure onto the sniper.
Yeah, he's trying to close down his map.
Swirled away.
I think the issue with this game plan is I'm worried for Dota Boys on like how they're going to be able to deal with whichever of the two cores they don't deal with. Like, I think either one could kind of cause an issue. I think if you don't deal with the sniper, it becomes a nightmare to push. But if you don't deal with the Wraith King, it's a nightmare to deal with their push.
Don't look now, but Radiant's bottom
I would have killed the sniper though. I mean, these are good picks, and they can definitely go kick the Wraith King out of top after this.
If you're in the vicinity of Dire's top tower, I'd put on
All
a
three
hard
heroes
hat.
wanting some of those lotuses. Give me that.
A little bit of infighting with the Dota Boys right now.
Top tower is really Dire's top tower just went brick belly
PA
up.
working on the battle
Radiant might
fury.
want to haul some ass down to
Still
their
a couple
bottom
thousand
tower.
gold off.
Oh, they still got one.
A little slow when you prioritize the treads and the Wraith Band.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of
Don't look now,
the builder
but
plans anymore.
Radiant's
If you
bottom
want, I
tower
often run skip them. Occasionally, I'll go for braces on some of the front corners, but ooh, a lot of
in the vicinity
damage.
of Dire's top tower, I'd
You're
put on
under
a
a
hard
Well, he
tower.
hat.
hits this.
Don't look now, but Radiant's bottom tower is
So
getting
he definitely has the damage, but he isn't able to
Dire's
keep
top
her
tower
close.
is
Almost managed to repress the damage, but I think it's time for Tank to get out of here. Maybe overstay his welcome a little bit. Nice ice bath. This is a bit of a hectic fight. I mean, he has nothing left right now. I mean, spells are all on cooldown. Obviously, they're not the highest cooldown spells, but he needs to kick this Tusk away from himself.
Yeah, the cold snap canceled the rolling boulder animation.
Yeah, I mean, just you know, Dota Boys had plenty of time to rotate heroes in. I mean, they've rotated their entire team, but at the same time,
Ooh, level 1 Sunstrike.
tower is hanging
Pretty
on
good
by a
kills to
thread.
get.
Deals literally no damage. It missed, but
he actually does do quite a lot. He does do quite a lot of damage even on level 1 since the recent buffs.
ult off the mark. Maybe a bit of an overcommit onto the macro fire.
Yeah, I mean, they saw what Tubica were doing, getting a bit brave on the Titties, and they wanted the same. But I mean, there's too much punch coming out. I mean, they trade 1 for 1. Wraithing comes in. I mean, Wraithing doesn't have a lot right now. He can kind of zone them out, but at the same time, I don't know if they can get much more. I guess maybe they can finish off the squirrel. And yeah.
I till the soil of your flesh.
Hoodwink maybe had a moment there after the Wraith King stun to pop that salve and start to heal up, but unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel like
didn't
the route she took was a little out of cover. Just she went maybe more of a tree-based route. She could have survived a bit longer.
All the claws you could ask for.
Pay hen towards that battle fury. It's not the fastest battle fury by any means, but at the same time, as you said, with all those smaller items, she can't pull. A lot of chaos going on in this mid lane. Both teams really wanted to secure this area of the map.
This is some very brawly Dota.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious. Do we know what the Wraith King's had? Well, I think he had an armor kit, was it not?
Going for the
I know.
Radiance, Midas Radiance.
I mean, I think the Radiance is super important to make use of the skeletons. To, you know, BSJ released a video yesterday, was it today? One of the days, talking about, you know, why Wraith King's kind of busted right now. The entire reasoning is just skellies are sick, and Radiance is super important for getting the skellies up. So.
Pinging out the sniper. No, he's farming safely tucked away, but we also see a defensive rotation out of
This should make my life easier.
super good team. No luck finding him. Yeah, we get the circle coming out from tank, like, hey, they're down here.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of a clash here, they're running into each other, another team casting spells.
Really, here they want to start, man. Point beefy. Looks like the squirrel's gonna pay for this one.
Yeah.
They leave it for dead. Get out of there.
We have a
Everyone
blink
not
on
too
this
upset.
Sand King. Yeah, Blink's online now. Probably wanted to wait for that blink
Radiant's
before
middle tower
initiating.
is about to be a pile
Yeah,
of
definitely gives them a lot
smoking
more gap close on him. And honestly, he's the hero they really want to play around right now.
rocks. Radiant's middle tower is about to be a pile of
Look at
smoking
the time to.
Wraith King? He's just
they kill
dead.
him.
He didn't have reincarnation.
Oh, you
So
never
he
mind.
had the Lotus, but he was chain stunned and wand
That's
charges.
it for Radiant's middle
Yeah, it's
tower.
unfortunate for him.
We'll never forget you. Radiant's
Yeah,
middle tower.
it sucks when that happens. I mean, it's just about being a little bit more careful in those situations. You don't want to really be having to stick to ult.
It's like free
So how do you feel about phase boost on snipers? It's kind of an interesting choice out of Juvu.
I'm gonna say, I mean, it's definitely come in and out of meta. Right now, I think treads are a very strong item, so people want to go with that. But I don't think I don't think either is necessarily like way better than the other. There's the argument that like they do like as the PA, the armor. And you can also argue that the phase boosts help you get out of sandstorm to a degree, helps you kite the snowball, right? You've got these bursts of movement against things that you can kind of see. I think I still prefer treads in the attack. I think there's not that many good attack speed items right now, so
Radiant's middle tower
the
is
treads
hanging
help
on
you
by a
kind
brick.
of avoid having to buy something like a Mjolnir. But I don't think it's like a disaster by any means. I think I personally just like
Radiant's scanning around for enemies.
the sniper getting got, bro.
Radiant's
Yeah.
The enemy heroes just found him and they took him out.
Looks like Radiant's courier just kicked
Okay,
the
so he's got 3 levels in Exhort now, so it's not still the baby Sunstrikes. He didn't.
I think even at level 1 it
max
does
quantum
do a decent little trick, right? I think if you look at
It's
the
like
spells,
100 damage level 1.
I thought they buffed it a bunch. I thought it's 160. Okay, yeah. Because I think it used to be 100 and they buffed it, and it was like actually insane how much they buffed it at level 1. Like,
Tier 2 sitting there. Is anyone gonna take it? Hello, guys?
nobody wants it. They're all allergic.
Okay. Doctor finally took it. Wraith King, 200 gold off of his.
Oh, the PA getting pushed back, but I'm not sure he has the damage in his own to kill her. Just kind of spooking her, forcing some rotations and getting out. Honestly, a pretty good play, all things considered. Just baited the enemy team into thinking they were going on the PA and gets out.
PA with her Battle Fury farming now. Gonna farm like crazy.
Yeah.
Queuing up the Deso BKB. Or
Yeah, it's a very standard build for good reasons. I mean, like the Battle Fury helps you farm. Deso is like the one item you need to be able to kill things, and then BKB lets you just have set 6 to 9 seconds and just going crazy.
I am not a betting
King's
man.
got enough gold for the relic, but
Football.
Courier's still dead for 40 seconds. Curious.
Hopefully he doesn't die.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower coming down.
Some small skirmishing going on here, but I don't think Radiant really want to take this. Not sure if they know who's behind this in the touch, but if the Sand King gets a go, he's channeling the ult, he's going in. Yeah, that's a rough one for them. Yeah, it's really struggling. Like, this is not a fight they really want to take. Yeah, I feel like this is just a case of Radiant fighting before their timings, and honestly, they didn't lose the fight that badly. All things considered, I would have expected it to go worse. I mean, obviously they traded the rating ult as well. It's only level 1 ult, so it's gone for a good 3 minutes now. But still, I mean, Radiant really needs to kind of be aware of when their timings are, and I think it's a while from now, right? I think Radiant wants to get Radiance, use that to help create more space to avoid fights, and then maybe get like a blink plus 1 item before they fight.
Yeah, which we're talking like a ways from now, because we're still working on this Radiance, and it
Mhm.
will speed up his farm, but it's
Well,
weird
like,
that
in
Radiant didn't really
theory-
have like an answer to like how do we start fight for the first 20 minutes aside from like hope you get a good rolling thunder into them and don't
Yeah.
get blown up yourself.
Well, I'm gonna say, I think in theory, the Earth Spirit should be able to help you kind of take fights. I think the issue is the shadow like when you've got this kind of two greedy cores, you want all three of the other heroes to kind of be able to do stuff. And I think Shadow Demon as a hero, like he's very controlling, but he doesn't really do like a lot of damage. His control isn't like he doesn't let your team do damage, right? It's more of a save than a control. Like his ult, it can be very good at counter, but at the same time, there's nothing to really counter an enemy team with it, right? Like, it's good against the PA if you get Ags. So yeah, I think the Shadow Demon is just like, as a hero, doesn't do that much for them early, and so two heroes isn't enough. And Raytheon going this Radiance build, he's not ready to fight. I think it's kind of the lesson is that like the sniper maybe need to be ready to fight under towers earlier, and then he makes space for his Raytheon, who then in turn makes space for him.
Is getting obliterated. Okay, fine. You can look. It's kind of funny.
So
Yeah,
the
we're
PA
actually
definitely
seeing-
running away on the top of net worth.
Yeah, and the Tusk actually sitting above the mid for Spirit. You know, rough game for him. I think Tank really felt like the pressure on him to make a lot of stuff happen in the early game.
I think-
While you're waiting for a sniper and a Midas Radiance Wraithing to farm, you know, it's like...
Well, I'm gonna say it's what does that hero do if he's not fighting? I think that hero is very much like a run at heroes and fight sort of hero.
Yeah.
Like one of the biggest strengths of Earththrower is that he's got like no real cooldowns, so he's constantly ready to fight. But like your team's not able to fight, so what do you do? You can cut waves and stuff. Like you can play like that P4 Earththrower who's like constantly being a nuisance with a rolling boulder.
They look unpopular.
But that's about it. But at the same time, I don't think Dire have. I don't think Dota Boys have really made that much of an effort to really pressure towers. They've mostly been looking for fights and then taking towers as a reward. I think the Radiance on the rating has just come up, right? I think he's just finished it.
Yeah,
So I'd like,
hopefully
hopefully he's able
Sweet hell out of Radiant's
to use
bottom
this
tower.
to kind of keep skeletons up and just constantly pressure the enemy's towers with them. As he's going towards the shard, which is like I don't think it's the correct choice. I understand they have EMP, but at the same time,
for the Hoodwink and the
just
Invoker.
avoid getting EMP'd. This is a big kill. If they can get this Invoker kill, it's really big for them. Yeah, he's down. Looks like they might be able to clear the squirrel as well.
Squirrely one. Shrimp going
is,
in.
but-
Shrimp, dude, your team's already died, man.
Yeah, Raytheon's here. I mean, Sanchez only the turn, but at the same time, the MP isn't that great, so...
Wraithing was old.
I'm gonna say, oh, the PA's here to BKB though. She changed her mind on item choices, so she went an early BKB and she's able to fight, but at the same time, she doesn't blow up heroes
Kinda
quite as
hoping
fast
she
as she
would
would.
jump on the sniper there.
Yeah, so...
Looks like we had some target selection issues there.
Looks like the
still
Tusk is
not-
gonna go down. PA eyeing up maybe the sniper here. The Sanking is up, so they can maybe fight, but it's a little risky. You don't want to lose your PA in a fight like this. Very dangerous fight for both teams, right? I think both teams are in a spot where they should consider backing up.
Just jump back and forth between the trees here.
Yeah, this is a very chaotic spot. I mean, the Esper's on top of the PA pretty much, but she's able to jump over to the sniper basically to safety. I think I saw Esper accidentally waste his ult while he was not in there anyway. The PA looks like she's getting away. I think, yeah, this is just a case of both teams kind of overstayed their welcome.
Oh, so
It
close.
would have
on
been
that
very
roll.
nice for them to get that pick. I think both teams kind of overstayed their welcome, and then because of the position of the shrine ended up being better for Dire, they're able to bring more heroes back in sooner. But yeah, this is not good for a super good team. The reason I was saying both teams probably want to back up there is because I feel like whichever team loses that fight puts themselves in a really bad spot.
Don't look now, but Radiant's
Kind
bottom
of gambling,
tower
because I think if the PA gets caught like earlier in that like run around tree sort of thing, it's like he just dies.
I am not a betting man.
But she didn't, and then the move was the end, so
Would be freaking ultra. But if I was,
it's suddenly becoming a very closed off map for Radiant, I think.
Absolutely.
When they're in a spot where they really need to try and cut waves with the Earth Spirit and kind of just shove out the Wraithing as well. I mean, one of the biggest strengths of him is shoving waves, so hopefully he can do that. He's made out of Midas charges.
Yeah. Double Midas. Going for the Ags build. I don't know if I love that, because, like, I think you want to blink first, so you can, like, help
I
start fights.
agree. I agree. I think Blink is super important. Like I don't dislike Ags' game. I think Ags is quite nice with Sniper, right? I think it's like it. I think the issue with going Ags, the Ags is very like
Unless it's basketball.
it's very much like the
Horse racing, rugby, cricket, or curling.
lose
But if
less.
I
Like
was,
if you're ahead,
I'd
you can build
Radiant's
Ags to
top
make sure
tower
you never
coming
really
down.
lose a fight.
Right.
Like you can go even on a fight, but you never really like truly lose a fight. But when you're behind, it's like I'm not sure it does that much for you. I think you never like when you're behind, you're not really trying to take those big 5v5 fights, and so I think the Ags is a lot worse at that point.
I will say though, if he gets it at a decent time, like then not only are you like our Dota boys experiencing the threat of playing high ground into Sniper Shadow Demon, it's the threat of playing high ground into Sniper Shadow Demon and like pseudo immortality.
I'm gonna say yeah, even if you manage to jump the Sniper, yeah, he somehow is alive for 7 more seconds. The one thing that you have as a really good counter to the Wraithing is the Tusk. The Tusk can kick the Wraithing out of fights, and then there's Ags doesn't exist.
Yep. Which he's working on BKB now. Maybe we'll see him go back for the Ags afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ags on Tusk is broken. I think that Ags has changed, but
Speaking of broken Ags, it is completed on the Sand King as well. So
it's such good area denial. I don't think there's any BKBs on super good, are there? Like, they're not even heading towards one. Sniper's heading towards the counter Pierre.
Juvu working on MKB. How do you feel about MKB as an answer to PA with no other like defensive items?
It is very all in on I hope they don't go on me. Like this is the ultimate like punish build. Like if they try and go high ground like prematurely, this build is gonna let you just like shit on them, right? Like you're just going to massacre their team. The issue is if they're smart and they play it slowly and they get their ages whatever and they jump you with the Sand King and like the Tusk comes running in. Like if they go on the Sniper, this is a problem, right? He does just die. And don't get me wrong, I'm not sure there's any one item that you can really buy to be perfectly safe. But you can argue this along with the Wraithing Axe is the ultimate base defense, right? I mean, even if you kill the Sniper, at least he's got damage items to make use of those 7 seconds he's alive. The only issue is he's got no attack speed. You know, going back to those phase boots, it's really kind of causing issues. Obviously, the MKB does have some attack speed in it, but he really needs just a little bit more. Maybe he'll head back towards the Mjolnir. Maybe he'll like go to. I've seen some snipers kind of go early moon shards. Look at the Wraithing down bottom. He does have 2 lives, but at the same time,
but the Sand King Ags that I was talking about, like.
Well, this is the spot where really you want the blink on a Wraithing. If you have the blink, you can at least blink to a better spot when he's putting back up.
Radiant's sturdy bottom tower was built to withstand. Never mind.
Sarcasm, wake up, hello? Macro Pyro onto 3.
I mean, yeah, a lot of damage coming out there.
BKB yet.
Be a little bit careful. I mean, the BKB is out on the PA, and she's looking to clean up. I mean, the Sniper's man fighting her right now. He's praying she's gonna go crit. Charlie Demon looks to save her. Yeah, they definitely need to get out of the base. Tank, unfortunately, dying a miserable death inside of the sandstorm. Not really being able to play the game.
No. Well, and that's the other thing too. So like, I didn't even mention that, but like, you know, similar to how it can interrupt like onslaught, like you get a rolling boulder into your like little mini burrow strikes. Like he's just sitting there.
So I think luckily when he's in rolling boulder, he's immune. The thing is, he can't rolling boulder out. So once he's in there, he's kind of stuck. It takes a while to like crank it up. So like he's got like a little bit of like. I mean, I guess to be fair, you could argue that he might even be a counter to the Sand King, because he can roll in, and like if you have vision, theoretically you could roll in and maybe kick the Sand King out of Sandstorm.
Oh, right.
I'm not sure if the kick's long enough, but in theory, maybe it's a bit of a counter. I guess even to a certain degree, it makes it annoying for Sand King because he feels like he wants to stay in the middle because he doesn't want to risk the kick. But that definitely could be like a bit of a win con for them, right? I think the Sand King is a big issue for them, so. maybe playing around that would be a bit of a saving grace for them, maybe.
So, Wraith King opting for I'm really not a fan of this build. Like, Midas Radiance going back for phase boots and getting a Desolator on this like P3 Wraith King.
I don't think he's getting his Death because his career is about to get
Good
massacred.
stuff. Radiant's courier just took a dirt nap.
Yeah, he's not going to get Deso.
Yeah, I don't hate the Deso. I just feel like he needs the blink. Like the blink does so much for him.
Yeah, or the Ags. Like either option would have been better than probably just the Deso.
Yeah, I mean, I agree to it. I think the Deso can be fine after blink. I think there's an argument for it, right? Where you're just blinking in on like the hoodwinks or something, or I'm trying to blow them up in the start of a fight. I think that's pretty useful, but I think without the blink, I don't think the Deso does anything for you. I think it's really hard for you to walk into the enemy team.
Doctor with a Hurricane Pike, Midas boost to travel, Invoker.
I know Tyler hates this new meta right-click build.
Yeah, where is that nerd? Get him in here.
Get him in here.
Yeah, fight Mag. Sony, dude. I mean, Dyer's sitting in a really comfortable position here. Look down Nathan, kind of out of position. If they knew that the rest of the team was around mid-wave, like they probably could have just walked up to him, dusted him, and had like those 3 heroes blow him up. But
yeah, I mean, this Stand King, I mean, I think his Axe is like really strong. I think other aspects of the hero let him down a little bit, right? I think he's less beefy than other options, and I think what it stun's really good. It's a bit too one-dimensional, right? I think the hero is super close to being broken, but there's just a couple aspects that are letting him down.
so it's gonna be a very quick Roche. Help solve the problem of like how do we actually take buildings, which,
I think it really helps you either. Roche on the edge, so that the aim is if the sniper ever steps forward, she can just kind of suicide dive onto him.
He also has a satanic finish now as well, so this is like, with 2 lives, it's going to be so hard to kill this PA.
Yeah.
Hope Dyer's middle tower
Hey, Tyler, we
is
summoned you in to talk to you about this Hurricane Pike build.
It's the thing. This
Yeah,
is
we know.
Do
it.
you like it?
It's the thing, man. I don't like it. I get it. I think it makes more sense if there's some like tree or something that's kind of fucking you up, right? You can just kind of force staff away. But if you're ahead,
Ooh, nice burrow strike. I don't think it's gonna be enough though.
But he doesn't have Sandstorm.
Unless it is. 21 charges.
Yeah, they get the kill. It's a big kill for them.
the boys are coming in and they are pissed about their Sand King dying.
We fine without the Sand King's bolt though. I mean, he's a very important part there. Like, kind of area
Right.
got an Aegis and she's angry. Yeah, you
know,
first
not
life,
on the
which is a little unusual, but at the same time, Sniper's dead, so out of the fight.
He's spent a lot. He spent a lot trying to kill the Wraith King, but oh no.
Nice.
Oh no. Go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it. Don't stop, never back.
Normally it's Witcher that
Don't
gives
look
away
now,
the
but
weapons.
Radiant's bottom tower is getting open.
We've only given away a few.
You gave me 3 in like 5 seconds. Bro.
Oh yeah, we kept going. Yeah, dude. We deserved them. What do you want?
Don't look now, but Radiant's bottom tower.
I don't know if there's much left to talk about
More.
in this game, aside from like I don't think you can draft Sniper into Midas Radiance offlaner. It's so convenient. Like
I think
props
there
to
definitely
Dota
is
always
a
for
patch
punching
in
it.
Pile of dust and gravel.
I think there's definitely like you can do it
Oh, Radiant's bottom
if the
barracks.
sniper's having a good game. I think you can play around like. But I think when your sniper's having a bad game, their Wraith King needs to adapt to the fact that the game's going bad and really rush that Radiance to like split push or go like a fighting build, one or the other. Like he can't be slowing down the Radiance with the Midas because like personally I don't think that Midas on Wraith King is that good. I think the Radiance gives you more gold than the Midas does, like by far. Anything like Radiance into Blink makes you a farming machine, and it makes it so it's really hard for the enemy to ever like do anything proactive because they're constantly reacting to your plays on the map. But yeah, I think as you say, like when the snipers like, especially when the sniper had that rip on the lane, like because the lane was like going kind of okay early levels, and then like the support rotations from the Tusk and the Bloodwinks just kind of ruined his life. It just got to a point where the enemy was kind of running over them, and the Wraith King was like, the Wraith King has never really been in a spot to fight, right? Like he's never been in. You never looked at his eyes and thought, oh yeah, he's ready to fight, because he's just constantly been. I mean, at this point they're just so far behind that it's like a nightmare. But even earlier, like as you said,
What do you think about the
he's
MKB so early? Did he get it because they were already trying to run them over? I didn't see the first little bit.
Like not really. Like they were like getting pretty close to going high ground when he went for the MKB. And by the time he finished it, that was when they first looked to maybe go high ground. Definitely seeing it potentially like it's going close. But it's just like they have such good ways to go this one. It feels really rare. Yeah.
It is an honor to be chosen for the
Look at they just they have no buyback and sniper, so it feels really hard for them to do much else here. I mean, they actually get a couple picks, but it feels all
Tornado double kill, you love it. Style points. Tyler, why can't you do that in our pubs?
Yeah,
What?
The tornado double kill.
Dude, I have the
Who's he
relic.
spamming cackless?
I have the relic for tornado double kills. I've got it. I've got probably 600.
Wow.
Let me check.
Now where the Radiant creep
Looking it up. No, closer to 6,000. All right.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's not. When you guys start playing Invoker, you'll. That's day one. It's day one of Invoker baby school for babies. They say.
Radiant's top barracks.
You get some double kills with the tornadoes?
Yeah.
Can Radiant come back?
Or you
No, this guy. He's the only other person that has won an Invoker game in the league.
You and him, you're the only ones.
We're the only. It's the boys with the stars in their names. That's it.
Stars bring
Yeah, this dude's sick.
style. It looks like we're gonna go for one last fight. I mean, it's a Hail Mary. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't call it. I think this one is definitely kind of coming down to a bit of a draft issue.
Uh-oh.
There's definitely like there was like a world where maybe they win, but I think it was very, very good gameplay on their part.
pull aside the veil of secrecy.
Nice.
Dota boys playing the tempo, doing it really well, which is nice because like I feel we saw them in some previous series like kind of struggle with their tempo. Was it 5 Dicks 1 Urinal they played where like they had a solid lead and it came to the high ground game and they
That rings a
like,
bell, yeah.
lost. I'm trying to remember which one that was. I think that's what it was.
That definitely happened in one of the 5D1U games. I'm not sure if it was with these guys, but there was definitely a series where one team did it and the other team did it. And it was very funny to watch.
Yeah, I think that was Dota Boys versus 5 Dicks 1 Urinal, but not sure. Yeah, that post game here, you know, not really surprised. PA putting out a ton of damage. Juvu doing a really good job with the damage. Again, I don't love the phase boost. I don't love going like no, you know, not finishing up the Hurricane Pike or the Mjolnir and getting the MKB.
Well, I think if you have the Hurricane Pike, the MKB can be kind of like obnoxious, right? Where like they feel like they have to jump on you, but if they jump on you, you Hurricane Pike away, and then they're like super deep in your base, and you're quite safe. But I think without the Hurricane Pike, you're just in this awkward spot where you're just like a little sitting turret.
Lobby for 2 up, but take a few minutes if you need to.
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely a way for Supergood's draft to win that game. I just feel like I feel like they were uncomfortable in their own draft, and like it's like if you're not comfortable in the draft, don't play it, right?
Right.
I think if like what I think with the rating, you realistically do want to pick something slightly higher tempo than the sniper, but I think a lot of the time sniper can be a lane winner, and so it can work out. And also I'd like to see the Wraith King maybe like adapt to his team's game and realize like, hey, my team are struggling. You know, I can't go for this Midas. Like, I still think Midas is a very good armor rating anyway, so it's hard for me to argue that.
Yeah, but again, it's like Midas, Radiance, Deso. Like you do nothing for your team, right?
Yeah. Well, I think the Radiance can do a lot if he gets a blink. I think if he goes Radiance blink, he's able to like just be so obnoxious on the map that like he creates space, right? And if he even if he dies doing that, a lot of the time he's getting a good chunk of farm before he dies, and he's essentially creating space for the sniper to get these items that he needs. Because if the sniper has like an extra 3,000 gold there in those fights, I think they win those high ground defenses, right? I think if he has the Hurricane Pike, like I think he can Hurricane Pike the PA off of himself, and the PA just dies. But without the Hurricane Pike, he's just sitting there as a damage dealer that dies as soon as he gets hit by like one Sanking Stone or one PA blink. Which, you know, at the end of the day, it's gonna happen. I think they're very aware that, you know, for the most part, I mean, everything other than the Wraith King and the sniper don't really matter much, right? The Shadow Demon is a sniper like save, and the like the Jakira is like a little bit of damage. The Earth Spirit is a little bit of damage, like a little bit of like nuisance, right? But they don't matter. So you just ignore them and you run at the sniper because the Wraith King has some damage, but not enough to take your entire team.
I need to step away just for a minute. I'm gonna get myself a
Go.
drink, and I don't think I closed my garage, so BRB, leaving the
Okay.
stream running.
Get the raccoons out.
How much of the game did you see, Tyler?
I was eating and running around, so I didn't really see much.
I was
of it.
I was in bed as the draft started, and I was like, I had Discord open on my phone, and I noticed that there was people in this Discord. I was like, oh wait, there's a game on.
That's how we were. Me and Joe were about to queue, and I noticed
Yeah.
people in here, and I was like, "Why the fuck?" And then, oh shit.
Yeah, I completely didn't know there was a game on today. It's one of those things where it slips under. Yeah, I mean that last game, it's like I kind of like the super good like draft. I think like if I'm playing all 5 heroes on super good, and the only hero there I'd want to change is the Shadow Demon. I don't think the Shadow Demon does too much for you. Like, I think he can do some stuff, but I don't think he does a lot.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Obviously, the Shadow Demon picked relatively early in the draft. It's fine. I don't think it's useless. It's just a generic support, but it's not having the best game. I'd maybe switched out just with a slight bit like maybe a slightly more beef to it, a slightly bit more damage. You know, pre-int for lane probably banned out. Even a witch doctor, just an extra threat to stop going on your sniper. You know, warlock, you know, golem, you know, loads of like many
it's
things.
not enough. You know,
Well, I think
it's good on paper.
I
But
think at the end of the draft, especially, it feels really bad to just orb your sniper. I think like there's a world where your sniper has like if your sniper is the biggest guy on your team, I think that Shadow Demon can actually do a lot of work. Where like if they go on, you know, Earth Spirit, let's say, you're able to orb your Earth Spirit, and it gives your buys time for your boys to get there and let your sniper stop blinking.
Right. Yeah.
But I think in a world where it's like protect the sniper gaming, I just don't think it does a lot. 'Cause I think if your sniper's inside the ball, they don't care about the rest of your team, right? Like the rest of your team isn't that threatening, and so those 2 seconds you buy in the ball just don't matter. So yeah, I think the Shadow Demon is the only hero to change. I feel like part of the issue was they got outplayed in the lanes. I think it was going pretty evenly for the most part until the support duo started rotating on the Dire side, and the support duo kind of got into a rhythm of just rotating between the two side lanes and just getting a bunch of free kills from it. I think they realized that like snowball into like the squirrel stone was just a super easy way to kill things. It was and they just did that like 3-4 times in a row, and it really like slowed down the sniper, slowed down the Wraith King. It's just something where like I think the Wraith King, like if the Wraith King doesn't go Midas and heads straight towards the Radiance, and that doesn't happen, they don't like. It's one thing if one of the cores gets like bullied, but if as long as like both cores don't get bullied, I think the Wraith King gets the Radiance, and then he starts obnoxiously pushing top, and they can never really leave top. Right, they have to sit a hero top. Like that has to be like Sanking, maybe Invoker. One of these cores that can just like nuke the Skellies. I think Sanking's actually the only one that can do it really well. I think one of the big strengths of Skellies, you have to do it twice. And Invoker like he can like tornado them and then meatball them or something. It's like it doesn't feel great. I think if you do that, you then put yourself at a big risk of getting ganked as a Evoker because you just used your big spell.
Use your shit. Yeah.
Um,
How'd mid go?
I don't.
I think it was pretty even.
Right.
Yeah, I
I
don't
feel like
remember
that
that
lane.
well.
Rotations like facilitated a lot. Like the Tusk and the Hoodwink were just like this crazy roaming support duo out of like 2016, where they just like fucked off and like did things all over the map.
Like I say, things were going like super even, and we were like worried for the dire like lanes at first, and then suddenly the Hoodwink appeared top, and they got a kill, and then Tusk and Hoodwink both went through the portal to bot and got a kill, and then we went back through the portal to top and got a kill, and they did that like they got like 4 kills in quick succession in like a matter of like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and it was like from that point onwards, the lanes were essentially won for dire, and like it felt really bad to be raiding at that point. Rest them. Oh, you did, yeah. But yeah, I think there's definitely like a world where like that draft done super good can like really do work. I just think that they need to be a lot more careful at the laning stage. Maybe pick supports that are a bit better for laning, right? I think Shouting is a little on the weak side for the current meta. Not the weakest support ever, but at the same time, he's not a Treant, he's not a Jakiro, he's not a Hoodwink. Like these are all here. Like Hoodwink's a universal hero that just slaps you. And what was it saw? It was the they had the Jakiro, yeah. So they had that one Jakiro, which is a good laning support. To be fair, even the Tusk, to be fair, Tusk can be a very strong laning support. He's a little feast of famine where he's a lot more killy than he is tradey, but at the same time, that kill potential could lead to a lot of good trades.
Slug, are you here? Are you present?
I assume so. He just joined.
I'm here.
Yeah.
What's up, babe?
Did you see much of game one?
I saw none of game one. I was asleep.
That's a mood.
I'm awake now.
It was a bit of a massacre. It started a little bit slow, and then Dota was kind of got into a pace and didn't let up. I'm hoping Super Good can just pick something they're more comfortable with, because I feel like they picked a draft where they did not know what their condition, like their win conditions were. They didn't know kind of what they were supposed to play towards. I'm not sure who's doing the drafting on Super Good. I think it might be JM, if memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, I thought Tank was the captain, and then he said like waiting for my tank to come back, or waiting for my captain to come back.
Yeah, I believe JM
Did you say that?
the tank. So I think Super Good were the team of kind of rallies that didn't really know each other very well, and then one of them dropped out. So Tank got a friend of his who's JM. And JM has done like captaining and drafting before, so they let him do the captaining. From what I think that's what Tank told me.
You guys weren't here for the
Dire
draft
gets the
last
ban.
game,
Dire
but
gets
like
the ban.
Spirit Breaker
banned.
almost went through the first phase, and then
Yeah,
like
but-
CK wasn't banned until like the last round of bans. I couldn't believe it.
10 seconds.
To be fair, until recently, that's not too surprising.
All right, Dire gets
I think
the ban.
CK especially. I think Spirit Breaker, obviously wasn't really much of a hero until a couple weeks ago. Let's see how it happened. And I think CK has been
10
notoriously
seconds left.
a little
8 now.
underpicked in Mage League. I think a lot of
5
teams
seconds.
like some spicier P1s and don't want to go for the tried and true beef
All
boy.
right, Dire gets the ban.
I think the CK is busted. I think the hero, like, you just walk at things. Like, your lane is like so free. Like, your hero is just such a solid laner. It comes out of lane like an armor or whatever, farms up a storm, and then just starts walking at you. It's like, yeah, it's really hard to deal with.
Is it about to make it
10
through?
seconds.
And
Radiant's turn.
Kunkka wasn't banned first phase last time. Please pick Spirit Breaker.
I think
Come
we
on,
can let
Super Good
Punk
team,
get through
please pick
first
Spirit
phase. I think
Breaker.
Punk is good, but like beatable. The Spirit Breaker though, I think when you've got like a good Spirit Breaker player, he's so unplayable. It's so unplayable as a Spirit Breaker.
Okay, alright, well, why don't you fight Kunkka then?
We're
Oh
10
wait, you
seconds
did,
out.
and you
Plenty of time
lost.
to
You
tell an
lost,
announcer
yeah.
your level.
I'm not saying it's bad. I just think
5
that
seconds.
like I think the hero is a lot more beatable than Spirit Breaker is. I think like the axe and stuff takes a little while to come online, and like even when it comes online, it's not like you insta win the fights with them. It just makes the fights a lot harder for the enemy team.
Right.
I definitely think Hero's very good, but at the same time, I think in comparison to the Spiritbreaker, that Spiritbreaker, like, at least to me, if you're playing someone that just vaguely understands the idea of just pushing the waves of Spiritbreaker, it's such a daunting idea of trying to ever do anything.
Plus, like,
Question.
you can deal with the Kunkka with the BKB.
Oh, shit,
Well, yeah,
Rico is
exactly.
here.
Like Kunkka, you have like a dream, right, where you either dream that you can like grab the Kunkka and stop him from throwing his water park out at a good time, or you they both heroes get taken. That's fair.
I'm a fucking seer, man. Like, I know this stuff. So I think the doctor played Kunkka against us. Game
I
2.
vaguely remember that the Doctor has played Kunkka before, yeah.
Yeah, because we banned out the Invoker after the first game, I think.
Radiant gets to ban.
Yeah, and that's what he came
We
back.
banned Invoker against them all 3 games because I remember we looked at their stats, and like the only heroes they had picked like more than once was they had picked Invoker like a bunch of
Dyer's turn
times.
to pick.
And then other than that, they had picked like 2 or 3 heroes twice, and it was like, okay, just ban the Invoker, don't care about anything else. Just say, I mean,
CK's still in the pool for either team.
10 seconds.
he is still in the full. I mean, I would not blame Delta Boys the one picking one pair. He's a very strong
Starting
hero.
in 5 seconds, with or without you.
He's a little awkward into Spiritbreaker. I think Spiritbreaker is a pretty good hero into to CK, but at the same time, I think the hero's so good that you probably pick it just to deny it from the enemy team.
And neither team picked or banned Muerta last game, which is, maybe a comfort issue. Maybe another team took the time to like learn her as support or core.
I think Muerta is like even less so than Kunkka. I think while she's good, like very beatable, very like while she's just a solid hero, I don't think she's like. I personally think unless you're comfortable flexing in between support and core, I don't think she's worth picking until later in the draft.
Have y'all discussed Weaver yet?
Radiant knows just
No, I don't think Weaver was picked or banned last game either.
Weaver's a weird one though, where like I feel like you need to have a little bit of practice on Weaver to be able to play him well. I think he's a surprisingly hard hero to play.
Someone who lost on a Weaver game earlier today, I can tell you. Feels pretty busted, but
the hero, I mean, the hero's very good.
At least some margin of error.
10 seconds
Like I
left.
said, I think the hero's very good. Like, just dumps out damage, and like, it's surprisingly hard to kill for a character that should be relatively easy to kill if you grab him. I think part of that is just because like the meta right now, there's like just no good ways to grab Weaver. If you think of any meta hero, like it's like you've got no like hexes. You got like no instant disables, right? You've got like the best way you've got is maybe like a Spirit Breaker or something trying to charge you into ult or something, which just probably isn't enough time to kill him. Realistically.
If you have a Lincoln's and he just Sakuchi's away, you're feeling pretty bad.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like Link is the classic item on the Weaver.
Dyer's turn to pick.
Are we thinking this is a pause 1 Wraith King, or are they going to do a 3
They
Wraith
played
King?
pause
and
3
a
last
2?
game, but also they have put it on Juve before, so it's the sort of thing where I think they're very comfortable flexing the Wraith King, depending on what they want.
Have we seen Disruptor in Mage League?
10 seconds.
Yeah, I think Ted played it when he was standing in. I think somebody else played it when two different stand-ins have played it, I think. Funnily enough.
Both these supports are going to be just food for both the Wraith King and the Spirit Breaker.
Depends on how quick he is with his glimpse. Lich has the damage reduction too, with frost armor, so like they might be able to endure a little bit.
I think Disruptor is actually a really good counter Spirit Breaker because being able to glimpse a Spirit Breaker out after he charges into a fight can be like really detrimental to the team because it takes him like a good 10 seconds to get his charge rack after cooldown. So like he could be really far away if you hit that glimpse on him.
Radiant's up.
Yeah, but in the later stages of the game, it's probably
Again, Dota boys are in a position where they need a P1 that shits out damage. They have a lot of magic damage and control, but like
they have a lot of control, right? They have a lot, right? I mean, that's
so unless it's a pause 5 Centaur, you probably know what super good teams.
Oh, they go for the support Spirit Breaker. I think the support Spirit Breaker is a little kind of bad. I think I'm not a big fan. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think it's griefing. I think it's pretty bad.
All right, Dyer gets
Um,
the
It
ban.
could be pause too. Wraith
Oh, that's
King
true. That's true.
1,
It could be a
Centaur
mid
3.
Spherica.
Dyer gets the ban.
Yeah, ignore me. Yeah, it definitely could be a mid Spherica.
Sniper ban, thank you. Thank goodness, yeah. I was worried we were in for a 60-minute game 1, but happily surprised.
Is this game 1?
This is game 2.
No, it's game 2.
10 seconds.
Who won game 1?
Dota Boys did.
Dota Boys. I haven't figured out how to get
5
the little
seconds.
pips going, so that's on me. One of these days I'll learn how to
Yeah,
actually organize
bunch
these and
of
be an
tips about
admin.
it. I can show you at some point.
In a private lobby?
In a private lobby.
PA was banned out, so they don't have that option.
Moats is still in there. I think Moats is a
Radiant
very
gets the ban.
kind of go-to pick for Dota Boys here. It obviously puts you into the position where like a pipe is a bit frustrating, but I think Moats doesn't care.
Radiant's up.
CK, it blows my mind that CK has made it that late into the draft both games.
Yeah, it's a little funny. Really curious what's going to do with Picker, because I'm hoping they put this for Picker core. I think putting it support is so bad.
10 seconds. Just long enough to regret every choice you've made if you hurry. 5 seconds.
I think the hero really needs like a couple items to get online. It takes a while to get it as a support. I'm like,
You want to
He's
get that
just so-
Midas. You also want the
but it's
farming
also the thing,
priority.
like, what makes him strong is shoving out the waves, and if your supports where Rico's shoving out all the waves, it kind of greases your other cores. It really it takes a lot of farm off of the map. And so like you end up just kind of having your team kind of splitting farm.
Plus, you want to get to that late game monster where you have the Octarine core, the eggs.
Well, I think if you're playing him correctly, you get to that no matter what. Because I think you get so much gold from doing what you should be doing on Spirit Breaker. Right? You should be like just massacring creep waves and just keeping all the lanes pushed out. But I think that can cause issues for your team if you're doing that. You have a clockwork.
I'm very confused.
Okay, maybe it's a clock centaur off lane with a Spirit Breaker mid. Okay, I think this can definitely work as a P4 clock.
Yeah.
I'm praying.
10 seconds.
If I see another P3 clock immediately, I'm gonna scream.
Don't worry, Mina.
Yeah,
P2.
Lifestealer.
It's 1-on-1.
That's a pretty
I'm
good
a little
pickup. I
worried
like
for-
the Lifestealer.
Yeah, it's a support clock.
I mean, Super Good Team has so many things that feel good to go into a 4 melee lineup. Like Lich Ult, Darkseer, Wall, Disruptor, Conquer, like all these things. Like you just want just throwing them in. Super Good Team, their entire squad except for the Jakir was gonna want to jump on top of a hero.
I'm looking forward to seeing Tank play this Spirit Breaker. I think Tank. This feels like a tank hero. I don't think I've seen him play it yet, but it feels like a real tank hero.
Yeah, I remember Tank taking over as Primal Beast that game against warm-up team. I could see similar here. I mean, the guy's cracked in the right setting, and yeah, I think there's some big threat from him.
There's a lot of tempo coming out from Super Good Team between the Clockwork and the Spirit Breaker. Like, there's a lot they can do. Like maybe playing around the Centaur. So I'm excited to see. Cause, I mean, in theory, there's a whole lot of like pushes while coming out from this Wraith King. Like Wraith King as a hero can just massacre towers by pressing his skelly button. So like if you are too busy like juggling these other 4 heroes, you're probably gonna start randomly losing towers.
Yeah, and Juvu Wraith King, I mean, we've seen it before. The man's great at it.
He's very
what was
good,
it last game? He's at one point I remember looking at the scoreboard and he was 16-0 on his Wraith King. Like,
So I don't quite remember the scores that accurately, but yeah, it was. I remember the last time I remember like we saw him play Wraith King, it was a bit of a massacre. He was going to town.
But Dota Boys showing they've got some stuff. They came ready tonight. They looked really clean game 1.
All right, get
Super
ready.
good team. Looks like they maybe not as comfortable game 1, but maybe they've shaken that off and they're ready to get into game 2. I really could see this going either way.
So my biggest concern for Dota Boys is that like if they whiff a Lich Ult in these like kind of mid game fights, these like 10 to 25 minute fights, I think they really kind of start to struggle with damage because I think Lifesteal is probably not really the damage dealer they need until he has like Armlet plus Dessa. So like they really need to wait like 20 minutes.
Oh, teams running into each other. They find the Jakiro. That was like a 5-man dual breath though. That was
very
sick.
dead, very
That's
dead
like-
disruptor.
There comes the bash.
Oh, but
You
that's
saw it,
really
dude.
rough. I mean, they avoid the first blood, but the Darkseer now has third level.
Here comes the body
I
block.
don't think there's no death that's going to happen because of this tank. Thinking about it,
I think the issue,
This is fine.
the big issue here is you've got to look at the skill builds on certain heroes here. After this engagement, the both the Disruptor and the Darkseer are leveled really bad abilities level 1. Like Disruptor's got Kinetic Field, Darkseer's got the speedrun, what it's called, the Surge.
They got no business with it. Who was the first person to think of having an ancient? You! Get mad! Go
So
smash
like, these
the
heroes are really looking forward to level 2 right now.
Daddy, chill.
Darkseer especially, like not being able to put a point into vacuum until 4 means he really can't punish a lot of misplays from the team. He really can't like pressure.
For sure.
Luckily, the Lich still has a point in the Frost Blast. I mean, I think he would have gotten
I
completely
mean, to be fair,
ruined.
with his, like any bad level of the Lich, I think all of his abilities are pretty damn good for lane.
For instance, Cisco Eats the Dual Breath runs through like 4 Jakiro right clicks to block the camp.
I'd be a little sad if I had the stun as a Lich level 1.
It definitely isn't great. But I think with a little bit of teamwork between you and your core and lane, you can definitely make use of it to do some pretty good stuff.
I mean, the dream
you
is the
definitely-
Darkseer surged running, or the Lifestealer surged running at you with Ion Shell and Frost Armor.
Well, the thing is, I mean, you have to be very careful against this Lich. If he were to have Sinister Gaze against the Wraith King has to be super careful ever being near the creep wave when his creeps are close to dying. If he was to get pulled into the creep wave as his creeps die, he'd probably take a lot of damage.
Okay, taking a pretty strong lead in last hits mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, this hero is very good last game. It's pretty, I said it to you earlier. I mean, you were struggling to believe due to how bad your opponents were, but Civica struggles a little in lane. But I mean,
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. That means is like unplayable, but you really have to kind of make use of charge to secure your last hits. It's definitely not.
Get your harass on.
Alright, finally have an Ion Shell available on this Darkseer.
So this bot lane is now a whole lot easier. Honestly, there's a lot of threat in this bot lane. Very interesting Ion Shell choice.
Radiant range creep?
Just being a bit obnoxious to Juvo, I guess. Just making it a bit awkward for him to go for his last hits.
That's kind of a lower. That's what we have down in the trenches, Joe. You put on the range creep, and then the melee hero can't.
No, you don't put on the range creep. You put on the enemy support.
But if you don't know how to deal with creep aggro, you're just standing there being like, "Oh man, I can't hit my creeps." And with one thing is the Jakiro can't really burst down any other heroes with the Ion Shell. They don't have that like insta kill, so pretty annoying to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like a frustrating to lane into now that he's finally got leveled up. Interesting to see if they make any plays maybe using the Surge Iron Shell with the Lich Frost Armor. They actually have a lot of like threat between the two of them.
So I've talked to Sergeant Sarcasm when we were casting a game together, and it sounds like him with his offlaner have been doing some practicing in lobby, so it'd be cool to see if there's maybe some strats they worked on.
I've been very brave here with this Spellbreaker. Definitely underestimated the damage of the charge there, I feel.
Damn, I missed it.
Yeah, they were just kind of mano a mano punching each other, and then this breaker just threw out a charge, and it turned the tides of who was going to win the one you want, like the punch down to death. And I'm not sure if Doctor just like thought the cooldown on charge was longer, or didn't. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure why the Doctor didn't back up earlier.
Oh no!
After whiffing a combo in the mid lane, happens to the best of us.
Yeah, I think he missed some combos when laning against us as well. Maybe did what I've been doing lately, which is just practice one hero and kind of not feeling as comfortable on your other ones.
If I remember correctly, he struck fear into Steven playing Conquer. It could have been the Coop stack, the Morty. I can't remember which of the two things it was that scared him so.
Well, you know, you're definitely
was
gonna
my
miss at least a
Conquer.
few combos.
No, he'd already been banned once before that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I had to give him a little bit of like heads up into how to play it against the Conquer. The Darkseer looks surprisingly getting quite zoned out by this guy, isn't one down here. I'm a little surprised to see this. I feel like in theory the Darkseer should have a pretty free roam in this lane.
Yeah, but you do have like the life seal.
Yeah,
You can man up against the Ironfell creep a bit.
Yeah, I feel like maybe it's just a misunderstanding on my part, or yeah, I haven't been playing close enough attention to really see why the Dark is having this issues. I mean, I'd like to see maybe go out to base, or maybe he might have a salve on the way. I was pretty credit waiting at this secret shot. And towards a Vanguard of the Doctor, I see.
Doctor.
There's a popular build.
Bank definitely getting into
that can happen.
This Springbreaker hero is so overpowered in lane. I don't know if I've told that before, Joe. Yeah, I mean,
Down Nathan. Yeah, he's got some stuff on him, but that frost armor spell was.
Sarcasm making friends in the top lane, needs to hit himself out. Springbreaker's eyeing up top
Dyer's
lane
middle
now.
tower is insured. That thing is standing on its last brick.
Went bottle. That's an interesting choice.
I think as a mid, it's fine.
I think it's okay just to like be able to theoretically bottle useful runes in the mid lane. Pudge off are quite nice to being able to spam charge in lane as well. Like, I think it's pretty important to be able to do that in lane, to be able to use charge to secure range creeps. So I don't hate it.
Teeing up on this Centaur has the rage. Maybe it does
And
Centaur.
he's taken down. You think they're gonna get the clockwork here too? Oh, with the glimpse.
Battery assault still going. Another second here.
And Springbreaker's looking to maybe a cleanup kill here.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get his disruptor. Not
Looks like
enough mana
Radiant's
for
courier
anything.
just
Could
kicked
pop
the
the
biscuit.
mango.
Full stick.
On charges.
He's gonna get it in time. He does.
Oh my god.
No.
Actually, it's
Triple
gaming right now.
down.
I'm not surprised Springbreaker's just throwing ground. There we go.
Wraith King does get killed bot while that's happening.
That's a big kill for the Dire. Curious what happened, maybe a little bit of overextension into some iron shells.
It was not as entertaining as that kill up top.
And no Midas out of Juvu going straight for that armlet.
Yeah, it looks for a far more fighty build.
Come on, you want a Midas? Maybe you'll go back
This
for
does
it.
a lot for Red Kid.
Get the attack speed. You get a cool golden hand.
I think you just want to build things that help you kill creeps fast. Like, I think you just want to be able to kill as many creeps as possible in a short period of time to get skeletons. I think that's like the main playstyle of the hero.
BSJ has a video talking about that's why you need Radiance.
Yeah, I can say I was making a lot of clips today.
Steeler teeing up on JM. JM with the double ring of protection Vanguard. Like, yeah, it's not gonna be enough out of what.
It's, I mean, the Lobster's able to do some good chunking, but at the same time, yeah, this Centaur's pretty hard to take down. You see a charge mid lane, thinking about committing into the Doctor, but
Cancel.
there's not the damage. Oh, maybe they'll pick a turn around.
Oh no!
What a beautiful pull. Curious, yeah, I think both sides will maybe walk away.
I would
So again, if you hit that torrent,
Oh, charge.
I'll go down the kill.
You have an ice path?
Dash.
Not the
Oh, but we
gun.
have the I'm gonna turn around the Conquer.
This is life.
Quite worth it.
Huge for the Conquer there. There's a moral victory somewhere, some sort of story.
I don't know. I'm that dumb cow though. I see haste. I see the red rune. I go.
He's seen the Springbreakers in our major games forget to buy the win lace. It's really heartbreaking.
Yeah, you gotta get the win lace, baby.
Well, it's so cheap, it is so much.
And you're gonna have that slot open. It's not like you're
What was that? Most
Throwing
Spirit
it
Breakers
up
keep it
better.
until they end up going like Wind Waker later in the game.
I had a Wind Waker Spirit Breaker game. It feels so dirty. You just like charging in.
Well, yeah, you
You
just
feel like moonwalking
so hard
out.
to kill.
Sergeant Sarcasm catches an actual shrimp out there.
Oh, just barely missed that.
Not gonna be able to land the stomp.
Back to the ledge.
Be a little bit careful.
Meanwhile,
We have to be
with
aware
down
of
Nathan
this.
low, Spirit Breaker charging in. Yeah. There's the
Beautiful
bash.
cleanup. Kung gets up there looking for maybe a King Bell in the centaur. They find the clock. Fuck. Oh, but they managed to keep him around. The centaur doesn't do much for him. They're really keeping him there.
You can tell Dyer's middle tower is
I'm not sure you're too happy only getting the P4 when you just lost your off lane. You had 3 heroes of it. It's you know, it's something, but it wasn't quite what they came up here for, I think.
The Darkseer is going to be able to get his farm done. I mean, just being able to throw his ion shells on the waves.
Yeah, I mean, the hero is, you know, he kind of inevitably tends to get some farm.
Spear Breaker there. You just charge fast to the rune.
Oh, he's going. Double
I did not know
back.
this Spirit Breaker can charge through the wall.
We're going in.
A very brave decision to go on this centaur. He's a very big hero, and you know this Spirit Breaker's not too far away.
He's stuck in where with who?
I mean,
Came back for
last
him.
is the run. He didn't have his ult level to level 6 actually.
Tank, 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 tank.
Cheeky boat. Maybe clean up the clockwork here. But you need to be careful.
not?
As soon as you're a run buff, you're in danger. The Righteousness goes down.
They'd have to be on some kind of killing spree to get those.
I don't think you want to keep fighting. Oh, the Lich Ult though? You need to spread apart.
Down to their bottom tower.
Hero's gonna take a lot of damage from the Lich Ult if he's not careful.
Oh, he brought back
Does it bounce to tank?
Oh,
man, I
I
could have seen
just
that
ran out
bouncing
of
back to
bounces.
us.
tank.
I think it just ran out of bounces, thank God. That was almost a disaster. The Lich Ult did a lot of work there.
Yeah.
Oh, Lich
You
and
know-
River can make friends in the...
But boy, are they a whole bunch of melee heroes.
Oh! Just bad for Spirit, getting punished for a little bit of greed.
Stomp.
Is making moves. Fran Francisco, is that
Looks
who
like
that is?
Radiant's top
Yeah.
tower is getting torn down.
Yeah, he's waddling out.
Kind of floating away.
See the clockwork
care in the
securing
world.
6
mid.
I do like that both cores have built the exact same items and are building up to the same items. The phase boots, armlet.
Yeah. They are the
Except
same.
for the Deso next, we'll see what Juvu builds next.
Coming down.
And some people often say Lifesteal Ult's just a second life. The way just to hide for a bit to go up to full. Basically the same hero.
Basically.
Basically.
One has a bit more swagger though.
But Radiant's bottom tower is
Yeah, it's the lifesteal.
So what if he swaggers?
It's kind of funny.
Oh, the Lich gets found. A little bit too scared to commit onto him though.
Lich ult back up.
With the Midas working on the Octarine, love to see it.
He's spending a little bit too much time trying to get things done instead of just
Yeah,
focusing on his farm.
For a year.
I'd say I feel like he just needs to commit to shoving waves. Playing that game.
He remembered he had a mid tower.
Going on bot. Well committed. Look down Nathan, kind of low here.
Oh, Sentinel, pretty good for securing this kill. Start fight two, top 2 what's happening. They do manage to take down that Sentinel.
Nice. And Joe got to capture 2 out of 3 kills. Not too bad.
Dyer's middle tower is taking
Doing my
one
best
hell of
here.
a beating.
Good job, Joe.
Hey, there's a lot going on in this game, alright?
You're the real.
Looks like the Dyer figured out where Radiant's top tower is.
So what do y'all think about the last pick Clockwork? What was sort of
I
the
don't-
idea behind it?
I think it's like a tad bit weak for the lane, but now that they're past the lanes, I mean, I like it. It definitely like kind of creates a buffer in the middle of team fights. Like really, it makes it awkward for the
Radiant's
lifesteal to
middle
man
tower
up.
is hanging on by a thread.
Makes it awkward for them to use Surge to kind of run at people. Makes it like Kunk is trying to like own this space with his axe and stuff. Clockwork kind of makes his own little space inside of that space. So yeah, I know. I kind of like it. It's like it's not conventional because oftentimes you think of picking Clockwork into the not really in this meta, into more of a squishy carry meta where you can kind of like hook onto some core that really doesn't want to be hooked onto. Ooh, the Lich Ult. Oh, you hate to see it.
Oh, the vacuum.
Yeah, Lich Ult's doing well
That
this game.
feels good.
Oh, Rico drops. I don't think they have anything to follow it up with that. For instance, let's go
Well,
get
they've gone to
slapping
Radiant's
these
middle tower is
skeletons.
gone, but it lives on in our hearts.
Yeah,
That
I
was
was
a
saying here
dream
that
right
the big
there.
issue with the clock is that when you hook into Help Your Boys, you're making a Lich Ult target.
Yeah. I don't like it. I would have liked to have seen Avenge instead, so like if one of your boys does get caught in Water Park, you can swap them out.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like a really good alternative. I think. I think as far as Clockwork goes, I think this one like isn't terrible, but at the same time, I agree. I think there's a lot of more staple supports in this current like meta that just do a lot more.
Well, I just don't like the idea of a hero that positions in a stationary position against Kunkka Disruptor. You know?
Yeah.
It's like you're kind of setting yourself up to like get comboed down.
If you're in the vicinity of
Well, I think as a
Dyer's top tower,
P4,
I'd
you're
put
not
on
too
hard
scared of
hat.
getting comboed down, right? Like if they commit a combo to you, like in theory, that's a good fight for your team. But at the same time, I agree. I feel like
By the doctor with a
Ooh, and he lands it.
it's not looking great.
DD. Like
for
Sealer,
you.
help your team, dude.
With the Sentinel,
Oh.
they've used a lot. Maybe that's enough to get him
He's
out.
got another X.
Nah, the X comes
Level
out.
4X. He
Was he gonna hit it?
Oh, just barely squeezes out. Maybe with some Godzilla on front, it's good now.
Dyer's top tower is really taking a beating.
How many armlet toggles in a row would you have to get for you to want to
Radiant's
examine him
throwing
for
all they've
cheating?
got at Dyer's bottom tower.
Pardon?
Like, how many armlet toggles in a row would he have to have for you to, as an admin, be like, all right, we gotta check this
Well,
out?
it's pretty easy to
whole
scout
lot.
out because it's like if you just look at the combat log after the fact, it'll show like it goes down to like the 100th, like a millisecond, right? Like 100th of a second increments between castings, and like those people who got caught for those auto toggles, it was like there would be like 0.00 seconds difference between like armlet buff on, armlet buff off, right? At which point it's like, okay, that's a human's not doing that.
I don't know,
Sure, you
pretty
could.
fast.
That's not the question. What I'm asking is, how many in a row would it take before you looked at the logs?
Don't look now.
A lot, to be honest with you.
Obliterated.
I would just assume somebody's doing a good job on those.
I don't think it's the count as much as
like how like
yeah,
disgusting they are.
it would need to be like as
Stuart Fraser's getting away. Oh my god. He's getting X, he's getting glitched. He got
Yeah, the
back
Squidward's definitely having a hard time with it. It's very rare.
save your little glitch over there.
I mean, I
onto
feel
the
like I've
cliff.
talked a lot of smack about the film and Dota boys,
Doctor got a double kill.
and they're doing work.
Don't look now, but Radiant's bottom tower.
This is sort of what I was worried about. I mean, once again, they just have like 4 melee heroes into 3 or 4 heroes that really like folks clumping up.
Yeah, there's definitely an element of ease of execution in Dota Boys draft play.
Don't look now, but Radiant's bottom
Because,
tower.
I mean, like,
is
I took a lot of
getting
smack about
ready.
Dota Boys as full man comp, maybe struggling for damage, but they have not been struggling for damage yet. I think part of that is in fact the Iron Shell, but like,
And what's funny is Super Good Team actually put out more damage than Dota Boys that fight, despite losing 3 heroes and only killing 1.
Don't look now.
yeah, I
but
mean, it's
Radiant's
kind of the
bottom
tail
tower
of this
is
patch,
getting
right? Where like
obliterated.
you've got to be very careful about like.
It's kind of funny.
There's a reason that the blade mount strength meta is a thing, right? I mean, it happened in our game against you, right? Where we had the Juggernaut and you had the CK and stuff. Is like, we're dumping out damage, but you guys have like more than double our HP, right? It doesn't matter how much damage you deal. It's more about how much percentage damage you deal. And relatively, we're not doing a lot.
Well, we might see. I mean, it's totally possible that they'll hit this point in the game where they'll get like hearts or those tanky items online, and that sort of prediction you made will start coming true.
Radiant's middle
prediction.
tower is hanging on by a break.
Yeah, that they won't have enough damage.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, this is the sort of thing where, like, I think once the script gets opted and once the Centaur gets like, something like the heart, they do become a lot harder to kill. I think until, Sprinter has been struggling to get his farm, he's been so active in his fights. I think maybe this is just a misunderstanding of what makes the hero good.
Well, he's also fighting against 5 heroes, so I mean, hopefully this is just like space created for Juvu, who is working on the Radiance. I do
like to see him go for
with
it.
Armlet Radiance.
I prefer to see straight Radiance. I think Armlet into Radiance doesn't really do a whole much more than straight
I think
Radiance.
it makes you far more likely to survive if they do go
Don't look
on
now, but
with the
Radiant's
Armlet
bottom
for
tower
those
is
first like
getting
15 minutes
obliterated.
of the game.
Okay, fine. You can look. It's kind of funny.
'Cause
Yes, I agree, but I don't. I think that's very safe play. I guess for some people, maybe that's how they prefer to play the game.
But if you're a
Don't
pro,
look now,
you
but
don't need it.
Radiant's bottom
I'm not a
tower
pro.
is
I'm just
getting
a bolt.
I'm just bad, and I just hide in the jungle
I'm just
until I
a
have my
crazy
25-minute radius.
Don't look now, but Radiant's bottom tower is getting obliterated.
I did play a Wraith King game the other day where I just was like off lane. You get the radiance, and it just feels so busted. Like brainless A-click things, use skeletons.
Well,
like
you're
to
essentially just
repeat.
playing P1 from the offlane.
That baby is coming down.
It's kind of how the hero works. It's kind of how the meta works, right? I mean, there's a reason there's been a lot of. Oh, that wall is so rough.
I'm going down.
Let's go. Killing spree. You're in the vicinity of Dire's top tower.
This is rapidly getting out of hand.
Dota Boys came prepared. They're playing some tempo Dota tonight, and I love it.
Dire's top tower is
They're definitely punishing Super Good for not being kind of as solid as a team. Kind of picking at the cracks. The positioning of the Super Good haven't been the best for kind of 18 team fights. They've been very split apart, kind of getting grabbed one at a time. I think that's been kind of a big issue for them. At the same time, Juve doing a great job on the. Actually, not Juve, it's JM actually up here. Covering this top way and farming the jungle. Juve also in a similar position. But either way, they're doing a very good job of kind of shoving these waves out and getting stuff off the map while they lose these tier 2s. I think it's important to get as much as you can before they look to start going tier 3s. You want the game to be as progressed as possible for the enemies going to tier 3s. I think the only time you ever really tend to get run over at tier 3s is when you're really small. I don't think it matters that much how big the enemy is. I think it matters more how big you are. I think you can actually have like a relatively close game, like net worth wise. But if it's early in the game and somehow they're already at your tier 3s and they're a stronger comp, they can actually run you over quite easily. Oh, definitely may do a fight, but Juba's here and
Lots of damage, jam drops.
Juba's in the backline though, clearing up in sports. Oh, but the blame is too much for him. Dust is Dust is.
Oh, he was. I want to go that way. There's a wall.
That's fair. I mean, he's got a radiance. And it's awkward to turn off.
A lot of that's like where we kind of like. Whoop, whoop.
Oh,
He's up on the cliff.
So the thing is, you have to be careful because if they don't kill him, he's going to radiance bun.
That's the radiance.
So the thing is, you can say his radiance bun right now.
I'm pretty happy to get up there. What's going on to their team?
Just chilling.
Oh no, no TP
There's
right now.
no force to bring him down on his team.
Okay, he's got a TP. He's alright.
There we go.
He's gonna go farm some creeps. All things considered, not actually that bad of a fight for Reina, I think. Actually coming out ahead both net worth and XP.
Yeah, I mean, they'll take it at this time. So, like, they are, it's not as difficult as fighting high ground into a sniper, but they do have the Jakiro factor. Macropire obviously being able to clear out waves as you're trying to push
I think
high
one of
ground.
the biggest strengths of Clock as a hero right now is being able to comms on the separation between high ground and low ground. Makes it really awkward for the enemy team. If they're not careful, they can get really split up.
And one thing that Dota Boys doesn't have is, like, they have great positional control and punish, but they don't have gap close aside from, like, rage run at them, right? I mean, I guess you can, like, surge to try to get on top of them, but, like,
They're still running.
it's not like you're
they don't really have
stunning on top of them, right? It's
Yeah.
not like you're blinking on the backlines and deleting them. It's like, it's pretty choreographed when you're trying to get to the backlines of Radiant.
I think they have a lot of good catch, but I think once the enemy are in a safe spot, it's very hard to get to them.
Ooh.
Oh, almost got him up there.
Look down, Nathan. Trying for more of these cliffs, man. He likes it.
I'm not sure if that one's possible. I'm not sure you can cliff stun on that.
You can put a ward up there.
I've never seen something be cliffed up there, but maybe you can.
I feel like I've seen YouTube videos from like early map changes of that. I don't know if they patched that out though.
Like I said, I've just never seen it. It's the only reason I assume it's not possible.
I feel like he would
I've
have
seen people cliffed on all sorts of spots. Know that one.
Or tank stops building the Octarine to go back for the Shadow Blade. I don't hate it because it's like he's struggling so much to survive, and it might help him in some of these fights.
I think relying on Shadow Blade to survive is bad. I think you're just basically relying on the enemy's misplays. It can work. I think Octarine would have just made him a whole lot harder to kill though, because you basically like once you have Octarine, you have pretty much like 100% uptime bulldoze. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like Octarine is just a lot better. You know, obviously it makes your Midas like do more. It makes you lets you charge the map more. I don't know. I think the Octarine is very important, but yeah. I mean, I think even just the one point stone solves most. I mean, he also has a bottle, so I don't think he actually has mana issues. But yeah, no, I feel like the Octarine is very important for the hero. I think like the Octarine being so good on the hero is part of why you go Midas on it. Like I think it's not you go Octarine because of Midas, you go Midas because of Octarine.
Makes sense. Well, we'll see if he goes back for it. He almost has this Silver Edge finished up here.
Juvu going back for Desolator after Radiance. Probably would have liked to have seen a blink on him, but
yeah, I mean, at the same time, I also don't hate the Dessa. I mean, you saw in that fight mid lane, he needed a little bit more damage to really kind of be more of a threat, I guess. Like, you know, stop him from focusing his team. As a raid team, you kind of always want to be the biggest threat on your team. You want to kind of try and force them to kill you. And Blink Dagger is a way to, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he does, but like I said, at the same time, he's forced to do it.
denying their first tier too. I don't know if I would have done that.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that in general. I think you know the extra glyph is pretty important.
They did rotate back to punish Jam, who's going to be up in just a short 20 seconds.
I mean, I think I'd like to see Raid King and Spirit push out these other two lanes, you know, while they're shoving top, because I think the biggest strength of Super Good's lineup is how good they are at shoving lanes. So I'd like to see them really focus on shoving these lanes when they've shown 3 heroes top.
Have we seen this story before?
What, the sneaky rush?
Is there going to be the 5-man call, or is there going to be the roll into the 5-man Witch Doctor roll? What are we going to see?
Wow.
Let's see if the Spirit Breaker is going to steal anything in the Roche pit. They got the Clockwork Flare. They can scout it out pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, they're gearing up. The teams want this fight.
The thing is, the enemy team, they have so many good counters of heroes. Well, he's in there. He doesn't have a space where he's looking at.
Oh, yeah, does get the Aegis.
A literal comes out. Yeah, this is not the threat for them. Yeah, I think this is a very bold play by Radiant. I think he's supposed to be where he's supposed to make use of strength.
Best into the darts here.
Imagine, Juven's actually doing a lot of work with his Radiant team. If Lifesteal comes out, he's able to clean him up though. That Lich Armor doesn't work though.
Almost looked a lot better than I thought it should.
Yeah, I think if Super Good Team were able to steal the Aegis there, it would have been different. But like you were saying, didn't quite have the slot available to try to steal it.
Yeah, I wasn't quite prepared. I mean, I feel like Super Good should have probably played to their team strengths, really just shoved mid lane, shoved bot lane. If they kept shoving those 2 lanes while it was happening, they'd probably get a free tower, if not 2, right? I think if Red Team shoves a full stack of Skelly's mid, I think that mid tier 2 dies before the Roche dies.
And they get a lot of farm on top of it.
Well, so even if you don't know when Roche is going to finish, right? Even if you just assume Roche finishes soon, I think you just want to get as many waves shoved in, yeah, just get gold on your Wraith King. Like, high ground defense is a lot easier. Like, than any other fight you can take, even against an Aegis. I'd argue giving them an Aegis to force them to the high ground is better than fighting them at Roche.
Well, we do see Tank pushing him in, forcing the Kunkka to go TP there to address it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the sort of thing they force the rotation in. They want to fight top right now.
Press a stump on the enraged lifesteal, not gonna happen.
Looks like maybe they can clean up the support. But Tank is in the back. Tank is in the back. He's like forcing the fight. Invisibly is invincible. A little bit of fear. The Kunkka's almost here as well.
We saw the sentry and the dust pop immediately though.
Yeah.
And they're all full health.
You have reincarnation?
No, it's on cooldown. I think